I take a deep breath. I look left. I look right. I scan the field. Ready, sit, Owen. I get the ball, drop back, throw, catch, touchdown. Did you see that was thrown by a girl? Oh my gosh, it was a girl who threw that. Every single Saturday from age 5 to 14. But the thing was is that I took pride in it. I thought, yeah, I'm the only girl and I'm in a position of power as the quarterback. I make the decisions and I'm thriving. But then I got older and I asked the questions of, why am I the only girl? Why do I have to stop playing when I'm 14? And why are there boys on trophies that I earned? Well, this path brought me down to research, frustrations, and wanting to create a world and an environment where women can play football and be successful. The NFL has been around since 1920, and in the last decade, there has been changes in women being able to be officials and women being able to be coaches, but just in the last decade. All the things that I outline in this speech are from my own personal experience and are history in the making for women in football. So as I said, I was the only girl for a very long time in my league, on my teams, in my division. Right here was my very first year of football, and at age 5, I was the only girl in my league. At age 6, only girl on the team, only girl in my division. And there's such a difference as a woman in football, playing with women and playing with men. Playing with women, you are one of the teammates. You're one of the girls. You are not automatically an outsider, as I was when I played with boys. And it's a difference in bonding and having a team and having the chemistry. Now, there are frustrations as a woman in football where they're small and almost insignificant compared to detrimentally sexist. One of my favorite small examples was trophies. Right here, you can see it's a boy trophy. It's my Super Bowl trophy. But when I was 12 years old, I got my very first and only trophy that had a girl with a ponytail. I was ecstatic. It meant almost nothing to anyone else, but it meant the world to me. I was so excited. It was me on my Super Bowl trophy. How exciting. Now, there are things like levels that I did not know until I was 12 years old that I could play football in high school. That's because there wasn't football in high school for girls. There was nothing. There was no flag football. I could play on tackle, but that's about it. There were also highlights. When I was in high school, the boys not even make it into the playoffs, have a 10-yard run, and their highlights would be all over the school and all over the morning announcements. I'd throw a 60-yard pass and have record-breaking stats and not a peep. In college, I would go and play in the rec league. And I was so excited. I said, I am a state championship quarterback. I can be our quarterback. They said, no, you can play center. You can play defense. And I never got to touch the ball no matter how much I fought, wrote plays. It was exhausting. Now, a common argument is women just aren't interested in football, which would be wrong. According to Max Prep, which is a high school sports coverage media group, there are 2 states with competitive football. Nevada, which is 37 schools, and Florida, which has 200 plus schools for girls in football. An article from the National Federation of High School Associations outlined the growth of flag football in Nevada, saying that when they started it in 2012, they did not think that they would even have enough girls for teams, let alone the growth that up until 2016, when NIAA officially made it a state sport, that they would have enough girls for B teams, JV teams, and varsity teams, and still have girls cut from teams. In Florida, the FHSAA had their first official state competition in 2002, but it was a club sport back before then. And in the 80s, my dad, who was a high schooler in Florida, said that the girls' high school flag football got more attendance at his school than it did the boys' tackle. There's also an increase in NFL leagues. There's more girls divisions. There's more competition at regional and national competitions. And they added an age group. There was such a high demand of girls playing in the 14U that they created a 12U division. So there's an increase in demand, but it's such a slow progression. Now, girls after high school, they don't have anywhere else to play except the lingerie league. This is where you continue to go on and play football. Not exactly every single girl wants to jump on and do that. Or be in the NFL as a cheerleader. Nothing to demean any of them. They're both brave and amazing women. But it's not exactly the sexualization that every girl wants when they just want to play football. In 2019, the New York Times created an article and it was outlined to the game-changing women of the NFL. Sarah Thomas in 2015 was the first full-time officiant. Katie Sowers in 2017, as most people know, was the 49ers assistant coach, but she was not the first. Catherine Smith in 2016 was hired by the Bills as the first assistant coach, even though she is no longer part of the organization. In 2020, there was an announcement by the National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics, where women are now going to have flag football in college, finally. And hopefully that'll bring more, and we can compete and have scholarships, and we can compete professionally. It's small growth, but it's exciting. In the past years, women have had leaps and bounds where there are more age groups, and it's more than I ever thought. I never thought that I'd be able to play football in high school or see women in the NFL, but here we are. Women are creating room for themselves, creating room under the lights as a starting player in football, and it's so exciting, but it's something that we need to keep fighting for and keep progressing. As my coach said, when we were in our final stretch in our football games in high school, he said, "You keep playing. You don't give up until the game is over."